So I get it in the comments like almost all the time about people asking about different shoes. What's the resale price of it? Should I hold on to these things? Should I sell them? Should I buy them now while they're low? Are the prices gonna rise up? And I used to do videos about like resale predictions and stuff before where it like focused on one shoe or maybe like one or two shoes in one video. But I feel like I'm going to try to move away from that, and we'll just try to do a lot of shoes at one time so I can cover whatever you guys are asking for, basically. So stay tuned. We'll be going over all the shoes that dropped like at the end of November and some of the ones that are coming up in like early December. It's coming up right after this. Aloha YouTube, what is up? Untied Hawaii here, coming at you with another resale prediction video. There has been a lot of good shoes dropping, and I mean, it's valid points on should you hold or should you sell on these things, or even if you're not into resale and you just want to try to cop for yourself while prices are low or if prices are too high, this video may help you. So we'll be going over like all of the hyped releases. I'm not going to be going over every single shoe, so if a shoe is not mentioned in this video, it's probably because it's not very hyped. Don't think that is a negative thing. It just means that we don't have time for like every single shoe, which is, there's a lot dropping every single week. But before we get into it, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, these guys, Resale. If you guys have an interest for sneakers, which I'm assuming all of you guys are because you're watching this video, then you guys definitely need to check out Resale. Resale is a sneaker cleaning company that provides the best products for cleaning sneakers. I caught this ultimate kit from their site a while back, and it has been a lifesaver in cleaning up all of my dirty shoes. But Resale's products like the water and stain repellent have been helping me keep my shoes clean from Hawaii's conditions so that I can be able to sell them and make some profit on them. So if you guys are interested in picking up anything from Resale, which I highly suggest you guys do, then I would definitely go down to the link in the description below. Click on that link, it'll take you to resalenator.com, and use the code Hawaii10 so you guys can get 10% off. Anyway, let's get back to the video. So the first shoe that I wanted to go over today is going to be the re-release of the Yeezy 350 Boost V2, the Zebra colorway. So I think this is like the second or third time they've actually released the Zebra model, and this time around it's insane that prices are so low for them. At one point, if you guys don't remember, these things were going for like $1,500, but now if you pull up like StockX, they're pretty much going for retail. Not exactly retail, but a little bit over retail. Retail price was $220. If you guys bought it off like Adidas or Yeezy Supply, it would come out to like $230, $240 with shipping and tax. So we'll just say that about $240 is like the average price that you buy with shipping and tax and stuff like that. So if you guys look at StockX, you guys can see that the prices are about they're going for about $280, $270. Some are going for like $260, and these are for like sizes that are supposed to be pretty hyped, like the 9.5, the 8s, the 10s of the world. So after you take out the fees and stuff from $260 at about 12%, you're not gonna make that much money, man. You're actually losing money on this shoe if you try to sell it right now. If you can sell these shoes in person for these prices and not take the fee cut, then yeah, you're making about $30 on it, but with the fees and stuff included, you're not making any money. So, and do I think prices are gonna rise over time? I really don't. I mean, they will slowly, if you think about it, it'll probably like cap out about $320, somewhere around there for certain sizes. And then as time progresses, maybe from a year from now, it'll be up to $400 or something, but that's a very, very long time to wait. So I wouldn't suggest holding on to these things. So for the Zebra 350, I would say that it's either a sell or a return if possible, because yeah, these prices are not gonna be jumping up anytime soon. So the next shoe that we're gonna be talking about is the not for resales in that red colorway. These ones dropped exclusively on sneakers with like a couple of raffles and stuff going on as well, but there wasn't like any in-store releases or like a mainstream release to people. But the retail pricing was $160, and these things actually shot up in value like quite a bit. When they first dropped on release day, I remember the prices going for about $450 for certain sizes. Now they're at about $600, even shooting up to like $700, $800 depending on your size. So these shoes are only going to keep rising. And along with this counterpart, this yellow pair, which is going for kind of about $900 to $1,000, sometimes up to $1,500 depending on your size. It's crazy, it's crazy. And what's funny about this yellow pair is a lot of people were getting on me saying, oh, you caught an L, bro, you bought it for $650. They're only gonna go down in price when they re-release on the 14th. Today is the 17th, the 14th passed. It re-released at 1 foot action. You guys are completely wrong. Do not at me anymore about that stuff because that was ridiculous. At the time of November 13th, when people expected it to drop in price, it actually raised by $100 because, again, there was no drop. Both of these shoes might re-release again. I honestly feel like they won't. I want to say that it's more reminiscent of that drop that we saw just last year, I believe, with the Igloos and the Rust Pinks. Those were a Miami exclusive drop, and it seemed like there was a lot of talk that they were going to do a mainstream release of them, but the mainstream release never came. It's been a year later. Prices are at about like 2,000, I believe, for those shoes now. And so I feel like these are very, very similar to that situation from last year. Obviously not exactly the same. These were available on sneakers. These are supposedly LA exclusives, and so far that's held true. If they do re-release, then yeah, I can see it dropping a little bit in price. But overall, the hype is there. The colorway is unique, and it's just a very unique shoe in general. So if you guys have this pair, this is definitely a pair to hold on to. If you guys are panicking around December, you know, you guys think they're gonna come out with a re-release, then yeah, you can try to sell. But for me, honestly, I feel like even after that release comes, it's not gonna be a lot of pairs, guys. It's not like they're gonna do like Shadow 1 levels or Game Royal levels. It'll be probably a couple extra 100 pairs, which won't affect the market because everybody wants these things. So hold these. Maybe they'll get up to those Rust Pink and Igloo levels like by this time next year. You caught an L with that shoe. Come on, guys. I'm not gonna take that L. Let's be real. So speaking of Jordan 1s, it's funny because today is actually the release date for the Jordan 1 Union LAs, which your boy obviously missed out on, because I'd be a lot more excited if I hit on it. But we can still talk about the resale value because on StockX there's a lot of pairs moving already. So they're calling it the Union Los Angeles Blue Toe on StockX. I don't agree with that name. That's kind of weird. For the blue pair, it's shooting about 800 to 1,000. It looks like it's closer to like 850, 900 range actually. If you guys are able to cop a pair and able to sell it now, that's cool, but I honestly feel like these prices are going to go up over time, especially for the blue pair, because the blue pair was specifically only released online or at Union LA. That's the more limited version of the two. That black toe version, or whatever they're going to be calling it, for these pairs they're actually at about 700 to 800, so it's not much lower, but yeah, you can expect that number to fall down quite a bit once an actual release comes. But if it does not re-release into like mass quantities, you're not going to get them at a lot of stores and stuff like that, they might end up shooting up to about 900 to 1,000, just because it's been so hyped, you know. Definitely once pairs start releasing online, you should just keep an eye out on the market. But overall, once that release happens, I don't think it's going to drop significantly. It's too unique of a shoe. There's too much hype. It's not going to do that. So we're going to be talking about two more shoes. One of the ones that we're going to be talking about is the Jordan 11 Concords. There was actually like a pre-release kind of thing going on sneakers where you could get the Concords. I think it was active for like 10 minutes. So if you got into sneakers, you went quick, you're able to cop a pair. I was able to cop a pair myself, and I saw on Twitter like pretty much anybody who was there at that time was able to grab a pair. That gave people the impression that it's going to be like a very, very mass release, which it is. But because it's pre-release and these things aren't supposed to come out until December 8th, I believe, there's still a lot of resale for it. So if you guys copped a pair early and you're only in it for resale, then yeah, I would resell it now, because once the pair's actual release date comes, it's gonna definitely go down in value. You can think of it similar to like a Space Jam situation where there's gonna be a lot of pairs. Even though it's a hype shoe, there's not going to be very much resale. I would predict somewhere about 260 to 250, which is still over retail, but again, with fees, you're pretty much making only your money back. But honestly, for me, I'm not planning on selling mine just because the Concord 11 is such an iconic shoe. It hasn't released in like 7 years. It's a nice pair. I really like it. I'm going to be keeping a personal for myself. If you guys are trying to buy them personally for yourself, I would say wait until the release date, because there's going to be a lot of pairs. So don't buy now, but if you guys are only selling it, then yeah, sell now, because it's gonna drop. And so the last shoe that I wanted to talk about, and this is probably the hardest one for me to predict, is the Adidas Yeezy 350 Sesame. So those are supposed to be dropping like Black Friday weekend, and it's confusing to me. It's very confusing because these shoes are super sick in my opinion. I have never liked the Yeezy 350 except for this one. So that colorway is clean, and I just don't understand why resale is already at like $316, $320 for pairs. Like that's only $100 over retail. So my thinking is that it might drop to about 300. I don't think it's gonna go lower than that. There might be some sizes and stuff that go for like 280, which would be about zebra levels, in which case you wouldn't be making very much for resale. So I think for me, I think this is actually more of a hold situation. So if you guys are able to cop, hold it, because I think prices are going to rise a lot over time. If you guys even look at like the blue tints, the Beluga 2.0s, those prices have been rising steadily. Like it's not going to just stay at one number. So if you guys are able to cop, I wouldn't flip instantly. Even if the price like stays at about 320, 350-ish, I think it still will raise higher than that. So if you guys have money and you guys don't need to sell immediately, it's another hold situation for me. And if you guys didn't realize, most Jordan 1s and most Yeezys are going to be hold situations. Like I literally have racks of Jordan 1s right here and a bunch of Yeezys on the top shelf, just because I know those two shoes will always raise in value. If you're able to be patient, pretty much any shoe will raise in value, but the most guaranteed are Jordan 1s or Yeezys. Anyway, that's it for this resale prediction video. Again, these are my own opinions. These are my own views based off of like my own knowledge and just looking at the market on StockX, watching prices rise, watching prices fall. There's a whole bunch of factors that could affect these resale prices, but the main thing is that this is how the market looks right now. You can use StockX as a baseline for pretty much everything. Be patient if you guys can hold. Most of the time, these shoes are gonna raise in value. If you're looking for quick flip, you guys don't even need to watch this video, just flip it immediately. But most times, if you're able to hold for even just 2 months, the price will shoot up quite a bit. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys are able to cop any of these releases. If you guys are looking to buy, looking to sell, looking to hold, hope this information was helpful to you guys. Anyway, until next time, stay humble, stay blessed, take care guys. I'll see you. Aloha. Shoots!